If you're selling a house for the first time, it can be a very daunting experience. You've bought a house, but you've never sold a house. So you're not real sure what to expect. You're not sure how the process works on that side of it. So I want to walk you through the process so that you know what to expect when you sell your home for the first time. First thing you need to do is research the market. And that means going on Realtor.com, going on Zillow, talking to your local real estate agent and finding out what kind of market are we in. Realistically, what can you sell your home for? What's the average time on the market? Are you in a slow market? Are you in a market where there's more listings than there are buyers? Or where there's more buyers than there are listings? You also want to look at, what do I need to do to my house to get it ready to sell? Do you have repairs that you have been putting off that you need to take care of? Regular maintenance needs to be done. If you have some projects, that would be the time to do them. But don't go and overinvest in doing like a remodel of your kitchen or a remodel of your bathroom without talking to your realtor first to find out, is this going to net me more money than what I'm spending on it? You also want to go through and declutter and depersonalize your home. And I know you hear people say that all the time and you think, my home is not cluttered. But again, when you have your realtor walk through the house with you, they may point out things to you that you're just totally oblivious to at this point because you live in the house and you're used to seeing it every day. We're going to come through with neutral eyes and we're going to look at the house and we're going to point out things that buyers are going to see when they walk through it. You also may want to think about getting a pre-listing home inspection done, just so again, you're aware of what issues are going on with your house and you don't get any surprises when the buyer hires their home inspector to come through. So, you've chosen a real estate agent. Hopefully you've done your homework on them. You've looked online, you've read reviews, and maybe you've interviewed 2 or 3 people. But you need to choose the realtor that you feel comfortable using and who has demonstrated to you, either through their listing presentation or their online reviews, that they are going to work for you and they're going to market your home to help you get top dollar in the least amount of time. You need to trust your realtor and listen to what they tell you about pricing your home in this market. I've had people that I go out and talk to them and I'll say, okay, this is what I think we can get for your home. And they want to price it above that. They want to see what we get. Let's price it up a little bit and then we can always come down if we need to. And in this market, that is the biggest mistake that a seller can make, because homes here are still selling within an average of 7 to 10 days. If you price your home too high for the market value, then your home's going to sit on the market. And once your home is on the market for about 30 days here, especially if you're in that price range that people are trying to buy, $250,000 to $400,000, if your house sits on the market for more than 30 days, it's going to be stigmatized. Well, there must be a problem with that house. It's not went under contract. What's going on with that house? And they're going to figure out that you're overpriced, and that's why you're not going under contract. So then you're having to chase the market, and you're having to overcome that days on the market stigma, and you're probably going to end up having to sell it for less than what the agent told you to originally. So do not overprice your house in the market. You want to make sure that the realtor that you hire does professional photos, that they can give you assistance with getting ready for photos, with staging your home, tips to get your home ready to show. Make sure that you're talking to your agent about those things before you go on the market. You also need to take into consideration that you're going to have to leave your house quite a bit for showings, especially the first 2 weeks that the house is listed. So have a game plan, especially if you have a family, if you have pets. You need to come up with a game plan of, this is what everybody's responsible for as we're walking out the door, and make sure that everything's picked up. You're not having to try and hurry up and wash dishes on your way out the door. You need to understand that your agent may want to do an open house. So that would be 3 or 4 hours on a Sunday afternoon. you're going to need to take your family and the pets somewhere else to hang out while the agent does the open house. So let's say we've got your home listed, we've got offers. So now you're going to go through that negotiation process with the buyer. That's what your agent is there for again. They're going to help you through this process, explain what the offers mean, what the various terms are, and how to negotiate the best price at the best terms for you. Then you're under contract. You've negotiated the offer, you've got it accepted, you're under contract. Now you're going through things like home inspections, appraisals, the title search is being done, and there's going to be maybe a week, 2 weeks, whatever, where there's just really nothing to tell you. There's no update to give you other than everything is being done. We just have to be patient, and they'll reach out when they're ready to close. So then closing is where we're going to sign the documents. You're going to hand over keys and remotes and share with the buyer any kind of tips or information that you feel like would be helpful. When is trash day? When's the recycle day? Anything like that that would be helpful. So you also need to think about, obviously you're moving out of your house. What's your plan? Where are you going to be going to? Are you buying a home at the same time? Coordinate that moving. Make sure you fill out your change of address with the post office. And then you want to make sure that you've called the utility companies and sent them out to do a final reading on the meter so that you're not paying utility cost on that house after the closing time. So selling a home, it can be overwhelming, especially if you've never done it before. That's why you want to make sure you hire an experienced agent who can walk you through this process and get you to the closing table with the least amount of stress. If you're thinking about selling, I'd love to sit down and talk with you. Feel free to send me a DM.